Howdy, howdy, puffers, drinkers, and we're the talkers. Welcome back to another episode. We are missing Konrad and Hilton here, but I think we are in for a really good one. I'm Dylan.
I'm Carol.
And I'm George.
And today we're going to talk about coffee. And probably dive really deep into pour over.
Yeah, and more on the pour over side, that's right.
And I'm sure you can see a little bit here. I'll see if I can find another angle of it. It's kind of like a mad scientist lab of coffee here. Might have to move this camera just a little bit to get an idea of all the things we have going on.
Oh yeah, all the methods, right?
So
yeah.
It's Coffee 101. We got Professor George here.
Professor, right? Well, I'll merely do my part, to be honest. I'll just do what I do every day. 3-4 times a day, let me tell you something. The most important thing for coffee is that good coffee is the coffee that you really like it.
Okay.
Of course, the better the ingredient, the better the coffee, especially water and the beans.
Yeah, that'd be the two probably most important things.
Important things, all the devices that are here, right, are here just to facilitate the process, to extract the best coffee possible, right? So sometimes, most of the times, because of the devices you have, you kind of keep it constant, you can kind of standardize it. We've been buying the same beans from the same place for over 3 years now.
Okay.
So we know the coffee, we know the beans,
It's a very controlled environment.
It is. I don't want to make it because making coffee, good coffee, is not complicated.
Right.
It's not something that is esoteric and is gonna change your life. No, it's just something you do that you every time you try, you say, hey, there's something different about this coffee here. I don't intend to know the nuances of this is a macadamia from Chile. I can feel it. It's not like that.
It's been dry aged.
Yeah, it's been dry aged. And look, don't get me wrong. I've tried it. Funny coffees before. Macerated.
I was going to ask you about that.
With passion fruit.
The one you had in New York?
Yeah, the one in New York. That one was.
But it's good, right?
I didn't like the other ones. The other macerated coffee I had. That was the only one that I truly liked it.
Okay. And did you find that it was overpowering with what was macerated in it?
That's one of the reasons I liked it. It's more than coffee, because you can tell you're drinking something different. Like when you're drinking whiskey or gin, and then you put Coca-Cola and then you put other elements in there.
Yep.
You kind of change the taste, like vodka with lemon and sugar, Brazilian caipirinha.
Yes.
Right. So we add elements to that, and people try to do that with other fruits, with different types of sugar. If you are on a diet, you alter it a little bit.
Yes.
So should we call coffee? I think so. I think. But I would like to start with the basics, with the most important things. All right, the most important elements for when you drink this kind of coffee, because we are talking about specialty coffee, right? We are talking about pour over, right? So this type of coffee is just like most of the time the good ones are going to be like special lots, in the farm. There would be they even use it what they call the terroir, like the same thing they use for wine. The temperature, the weather, what influences the taste. So usually
altitude of the
farm, usually the good coffees are going to be in very high altitude, such as Africa and Central America. You having some Colombian coffee is also well known. Brazil's coffee is well known, even though, right? So for most of the part, is not high quality coffee. But let me defend here Brazil. I hope my friends are listening to that. And as you can see, I'm wearing the William and Sons coffee here, which is the owner is American and a Brazilian.
Okay.
Right. So the American actually roasts. The American moved back to the West, and then he actually has a roastery and also a bar in New Hampshire.
Oh, cool.
You know, I think it's in Manchester, New Hampshire. Right. So a shout out to John. He always sends me coffee, right? So from there, you know, like we buy from them from time to time. And so we're saying like Brazil makes very good coffee. One of my acquaintances is not a close friend. He lived in Austin for 6 months.
Oh, really?
Like trying to like showcase his coffee here, learn English too. All right. So thank you, Francisco, if you're watching it. So Brazil has great coffee, right? But it only happens in certain areas, which is in Brazil, Espírito Santo and Minas Gerais, 2 states. A little bit in I wouldn't say São Paulo. I don't know much about that. You know, like I would only be reproducing here what people I trust would say.
Yeah, and what you know. Okay.
Right?
And that's where Hilton's from, right?
Yes, exactly. That's the same state where Hilton was born. Yes, it's home. Well, the region
He lives in different places.
Yeah, I think he was born in the capital. This is more to the west of Brazil. You know, like Espírito Santo. You got São Paulo, Rio, and then
more north.
In the shore, yes, between Bahia and São Paulo and Rio, you have Espírito Santo, right? Yeah. So those are the best places, right? So. I mean that they make this kind of
specialty
coffee, right?
Gourmet.
Yeah, there's a big thing about this gourmet because like
it's specialty.
Yeah, they call it the third wave of coffee. You know, in which you kind of you don't control, but you monitor how the coffee is made. You know, like you follow the whole structure behind the coffee, the whole logistics, how long it stays in a port, how long it was cultivated.
Different variables that you can tweak, and it's like science.
Because usually the coffee we buy at the supermarket, they might stay even 6 months in a dock, or
before it even makes it to the shelf.
Before it even make to the shelf, then they have to sell it. Then it's, probably. If you check the when it's produced, right? So you see that. You see like 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, 1 year. So it's stalled, right?
For people watching, what would you recommend be the best place to get beans from? A local roastery, or is there a website that you would buy online from?
I think let's talk first about retail. If you want to drink good coffee, I would always write on Google specialty coffee. Pour over near me. Pour over near me, specialty coffee, third wave coffee. Or I would also go to, this, tell me, what was the name? The Yelp, for example.
Yelp.
On Yelp, or different types of websites with this purpose. And then I would always look inside the bar if you find one of those.
Kind of like a craft.
If you see a Chemex, or if you see a Calita,
that
if you see a V60, this one is made of plastic, but I just brought it different. I just brought different materials. That's why I brought different materials and different, right? So this one here in Austin, it's kind of famous in Austin. I've been to 5 or 6 places where they have the origami.
That's
right?
cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really good. Super fast. Percolation is excellent. And also, I'm so sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
Yeah. And this one is from the Fellow. It's a Stag, one of my favorites. And you see that, I'm going to pass it down. Look, can you see that there are holes in there?
Yeah.
This is one of the differences of the methods, like you see many small holes in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So take a look at that. Pass it down if you can, please. Right. So which is different from Calita, which is only 3, a little bit larger. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Give me. This one is a much bigger hole, you see, right? So you're gonna have the V60.
Okay, I see.
Okay.
So you're getting
And this
different speeds that the water's passing
exactly.
through.
And this is the origami, and which is kind of similar to, you know, if you see the hole, it's kind of similar to the Harios V60.
Yes,
But
it's got a bigger.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so those are. I mean, I have more, so I would spend too much time.
And this is
showing-
Japanese.
This is Japanese, yeah.
Okay. They,
So this fits on top of your cup, and then that,
Like this, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Well said. Well
I
said.
love the process of Japanese things, like the way they do soy sauce and certain things. Like it's a very
Methodic.
yes. So I
Yeah.
would same way they do whiskey. So I can only imagine coffee is just
Yeah.
a whole other world of
Most of,
same.
I would say that 50% of the YouTubers that I follow are Japanese. They don't even translate; it's all in Japanese.
It's all in Japanese.
But it kind of video games, you know, like when you play video games, everything is in Japanese, and then you understand everything. With the coffee, is the same. After a while, you
You're
understand.
following
Yeah, I mean,
say
you don't
that-
understand the characters, but you understand what is being
what's
said.
going
right?
on.
Yeah.
That pour over Instagram account that you sent me. I love watching just the creative things that they do over there. They'll pour it over experimental things like fruit and jalapenos.
Yeah,
Just
they tried
random, right?
everything.
They try-
Yeah.
They'll be the first, like, this sucks, don't drink it. You know, and they try something else, and it's just interesting. It's you can get really creative with it.
Right.
Do your own thing.
And also, I brought it here. I think there's one more cup. No, here is those are the cups. Yes. So also, I think the vessels you drink are very important too, right? So this one here is from Mescla. It's a place in my hometown, right? And basically, you can go there. Like when you go there, we will visit this place,
Okay.
and you will make your own cups.
Oh, cool.
It's like you pick up the clay and pick up the ceramic and everything. They teach you the technique, so it retains heat better. You know, it's look at how ergonomic it is, right? Yeah. So notice that this is like look at the difference. You see that
matte versus polished.
matte versus polished. Yes, those two cups.
Like
if you
this
can
one.
show that. Yeah, later. Look at the drawings. Also are unique.
It is very cool.
Yeah.
So you get to form it yourself, and they put it in the kiln, and
You do everything. They show you how to put in the kill line. They've got the kill line, machine that you
That's
put
really
in
cool.
there, and they teach you how to draw it. I got pink drawings. The other one is like white like that, but then the details here which is black and I would say grayish, right? The ones I have at home, I didn't bring it, but they are pink, like truly pink, red pink. So
I
it's
like
kind
it.
of nice, right? So, and yeah, this one here, thank you. This one here is from Fallow, right? So
double wall.
they're double-walled, and it's just the way you hold it. This one here is made by Vanzi, and I have three of those, and you can actually just swirl like you do with the
Like
coffee.
aerated?
Yeah, like aerated.
Yeah.
This one here, right? So I have three. I left the other ones at home, but just to show you that there are
Wow.
brands and brands for that. Yeah. Look at how hard the water is.
Yeah.
Yes.
People can our water is super hot. It's super hard.
Hard,
right here, yeah.
calcium, and
I don't know. It doesn't show it.
it
Kind
kinda, yeah.
of show. Yeah. Kind of show
But
it.
yeah, our water is very hard.
Yeah, very hard. So I would say that this is great. It's awesome. Like to have also a carafe like that, which is double walled. It keeps warm. This is from Fallow too. Most of the things I have are from Fallow. So
Fellow, it's a good brand.
Fellow is a very good brand, right? So here you have the right. I brought it too because I wanted to simulate exactly how I do at home.
Yeah.
Because I know how expensive it is. This is in other places, but this one that
Guy right here.
yeah, this guy right there. Yeah.
So-
So the Scattle, right? So this one, have you seen the eyes? Show her the
I
eye.
did.
Yeah. That's
Googly.
cool.
It's a Minion. I think I would call it.
Yeah.
So I brought it to. We don't need to. I just did because it was so cheap, and also Tamires wants everything yellow in the kitchen, so it's really, really rare to find.
It fits the theme.
Yeah, it fits the theme perfect. So and then we put in the water in there, and we're gonna use this. This water here is just it's just tap water.
Yes.
Right. So and this one here is triple filtered water, and it's alkaline. It's about 10, I would say, base 10.
Base 10.
Yeah, base 10,
pH.
which is the pH 10. So
It's more alkaline.
I would say 10, 10.5.
Okay.
All right. So I see the difference. Tamires feels more than I do. I feel the difference, but Tamires, like, if she drinks with regular water, she feels it right away.
Really?
Yeah,
More
so
acidic?
Yeah, it's really acidic, it gets really, because the coffee, I think it's pH 4.
Yeah, coffee's already
3.5
acidic.
to 4. So with an acidic water, it can be a problem for some people, right? All right, so I will first turn on my cigar here,
Fire
and
it
then
up.
later, and then I'll go back to that. As I was saying, the good coffee is the one you like it, and many. Before we start recording, I mentioned to you that some people are commenting there. Who's this?
Lucas.
Lucas.
There's great coffee here. Belém Novo has a special coffee, George.
Oh yeah, Lucas actually, yeah.
And
Lucas Martins and Cesar Renetas.
Cesar, would you drink pumpkin spice latte coffee?
No.
I think that's a cardinal sin.
Okay, man. Look at this, man. I
If you enjoy
understand
it.
I understand where you're coming from. You do you. Like, I would say that you're drinking more a dessert than rather than coffee.
The thing with any latte too is it's more milk than it is anything
yes.
else, and sugars and syrups that are added, and then you're getting maybe 4 ounces of coffee.
Man, different folks, different strokes.
Well, and if that's the coffee that you enjoy, then that's a good coffee for you.
That's what I would call my coffee. Different folks, different strokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would call that, because this is what it is.
It is.
Again, the ratio also is another issue. Like in the morning, I like my coffee stronger.
Yep.
I do. So I do 1 gram to 14 milliliters of water.
Okay.
Right. So the scale measures this, so you can change to to our measurement, I can use it grams, or I can use ounces. I can put it milliliters, grams. You can do that.
Change it.
And with one click, you do that.
Change the metric.
This scale was a gift from Chaparro. So somebody else there, my sister, I think. Kelly, my sister. Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi. All right, Keke, thank you. So basically, right, so this scale was a gift. I would struggle to buy it because it's way beyond my paycheck.
Gotcha.
But Chaparro, a great friend of mine, bought one for him. He opened in front of us. Tamires and I were so excited, like we are like making love to it. And then he said, you know what?
You keep it?
You keep it.
Oh,
So
wow.
so every single time, Chaparro, every single time I make coffee,
Think of him.
we remember you here, your stay with us, and how much fun you had.
That's awesome.
That's
Okay.
great when you have a gift like that.
Oh, yeah.
You always remember
Right, it was, man.
that person.
Look, I scale as I scale. Okay, so you don't actually need a super whooper scale like that. But I'll tell you, we have fun. Tamires and I, we have fun with that. Like we enjoy having good coffee, and that makes a difference for us. The whole experience is better.
Yep.
But I've seen great coffee being made with a kitchen $5 scale.
Sure.
So this won't make it the whole difference, but for us it does. Like I know I have a great scale all the time. The precision, the options, the way to control it. It's just it is the best scale I've ever had. Right. So the scale is something that you gotta understand. You gotta have one. You know, because
You gotta have a scale. It just doesn't have to be this
in
one.
order to standardize, you definitely need to have a scale, right?
Yeah, for repeatability, right?
Repeatability,
Yeah.
and also, like as I
Accuracy.
said, accuracy, right? Yeah. So in the morning, Tamuz and I, this coffee is a Ethiopian.
Okay.
It's an Ethiopia coffee. We most of the time we drink
Ethiopian.
African,
Yeah.
right? Burundi, Ethiopia, Kenya, right? So are the best. Uganda too, but those three are the most common. As I mentioned to you in the beginning, right? We buy
Okay.
we buy 5 to 10 pounds, which is given or taken. I would say, what did you say? Hello.
Hello, she said
Yeah.
hello. 10 pounds, it's 2.2 kilos.
Yeah, so at 9 kilos.
Yeah.
Right, 9 from 5 kilos, right? Yeah, from 2.5 kilos to 5 kilos.
Yes, from
Right, 4.5 kilos. We buy it, and I actually brought it. Just a second. I'm gonna poof it, or Roddy's gonna turn it off.
Yo, I hear you.
Just a second.
Well, you know, I had a customer one time that was Ethiopian, and
Really?
they gave me a cup of their coffee,
Uh-huh.
and they had roasted the beans in their garage,
Yeah, I believe that.
and it was fantastic.
Wow, cool.
It's gotta be like, that's the freshest way, right? It's like
Yeah.
fresh roasted beans that then get immediately grinded and then
Yeah,
prepared, pour over however he did it. But
We'll be pairing our coffee actually with cigar,
Charutos.
which is a charutos. Yeah, it's a cigar with, and it's a good pair,
well,
especially in the morning, right?
I guess it bears mentioning, I'm smoking a Punch Diablo, which is a AJ Fernandez blend. It's supposed to be punchy, as the name. It's very strong and full-bodied. It's supposed to have notes of like espresso. They even said you can get a hint of coconut in there. I haven't gotten that yet. But
Yeah.
it's supposed to be, I've had it before, and it's a really good cigar. I thought it'd be good to pair with some coffee today.
well, I have a Stolen Thrones.
Can you
and
show us?
It is.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a boutique type cigar,
Wow.
and it's
dark.
kind of oily a
Yeah.
little bit, and it's just a very interesting smoke. It really is.
Yeah.
It does have that real dark, oily
Yeah.
wrapper. It looks good.
Yeah.
And where'd you get that one from?
I got this one from Nice Ash
Nice
in
Ash.
Houston.
That was the name.
There's a few places in the Austin area and Georgetown where I can get it.
I wonder if they'd have that at, they do?
Oh, at what? At Abby's?
Abby's.
I haven't seen that,
They
but
I'll
have
look
it at let's they have it in Georgetown. What's the name?
Zodiac.
Zodiacs. And they
Monte
have it at the
Cristo.
Cigar Vault in
Downtown?
Buda.
Oh, in Buda. Okay.
Yeah.
There's one
Yeah.
downtown too that we keep driving past. We need to go in there one day.
Is it a Cigar Vault?
Mhm.
Yeah, I've been
And it's
in
got
there.
a big mural painting
Yeah,
on the side
I've
of the
been
building. It
there.
looks cool.
They have Ohana.
They do. Okay.
They have Ohana Nui and Pulse,
Okay.
which I prefer the Pulse.
The Pulse.
so
So you were saying you buy in bulk.
I buy in bulk, and then what we do, as we can see here, it's vacuum sealed. So I don't know if it will be able to see the over here. I think it, yeah. I think
kind of picks it
yeah.
up. You hold it.
Right at
November. Yep.
Yeah, right. So this is we put
Killer.
in here 2 different tastes. Yeah, killer, right? So November 1st is when it was roasted, and November 11th was when we actually sealed. Yes, because it got to us on November 2nd, and we need to leave. To let it be with the coffee after it's roasted. Like you don't want to drink a coffee right away when it's roasted right away.
Let it breathe a little.
Let it breathe a little, So the carbox, all the elements that must interact with that.
Yes.
Carboxyl.
Carboxylation.
Yeah. So what I do, we open this. So I'm gonna do that right here. That's why I brought the scissors, right? So what we do, we open it. You see this? Yeah.
comes up.
Right.
And so
Now-
when you get this, it's normally around like National Coffee Day time
Yeah,
of
I
year.
buy a National Coffee Day or
So is that coming up? Or is
anniversary.
it
The
already passed?
anniversary now actually the Black Friday is a great moment to buy.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. So what I do, I put it here in this canister. You know, like what we do. Also, I feel it like that. Yeah, I do it like I feel it the whole thing, and then this is also
Goes down, takes the air out.
vacuum sealed,
Gotcha.
so it keeps fresh. And this one here we resealed. I don't have the
you'll
sealing
just
machine
vacuum seal it
right now. Right now, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna close it like that. But when I get home, I pick up this and I reseal and vacuum. I vacuum it back, and
Okay.
it's there. So I use it twice each.
And when they're vacuum sealed, where do you store them long term? Do you put them in the freezer?
In the freezer,
Okay.
but only you only keep you only cool it. You only keep that if it's sealed.
Right.
That's what I was saying. Because for years I did that, and the coffee wasn't ever good. You know, I was putting it in the fridge, but I wasn't vacuuming.
Vacuum sealing it.
So now, yeah. So this is
So
what I
when you
did.
go
That's
home,
good to
so
know.
when you open a bag and you re-vacuum seal it, it goes back in the freezer.
Yes, that's.
So
Yeah, I know I know that this is exact. I know how much. It's like 400 grams. So I put it 300 grams. So I put 600 grams here. So I know I can use twice.
gotcha.
Again, it's about part of the system, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to mention my cigar.
Yes.
This is Tropical. This is Tropical. It's from Matilde. Ian from Abbey's, you know, from Smokers
Smokers
Abbey.
Abbey.
He's been promoting the cigar. The makers went there last month, I think a month ago, and I've been smoking this one for I think a month. And
How are you
I'm
finding
proud
it?
to say I was the first one in America to smoke the cigar.
Where are you?
Yeah, because he you know he showcased it that day,
You got
and then
it?
I bought it the same day. You know, so I opened it right away. So I just like it. It takes probably less. I would say 90 minutes, 2 hours.
Okay.
It burns evenly.
Very evenly.
Yeah, it's super. As you can see, the color is pretty light, so it goes pretty well with coffee. You know, because it's light cigar. For the ones who are watching, right, that know coffee but don't know much about cigar, the cultures are pretty similar. You know, like they also have light, medium, right? So full body. They also have the same thing, the same way that you enjoy your cigar. You know, I like to pair that with whiskey, and that coffee does the same. You know, it happens the same with coffee. So I would say the first thing if you ask me, okay, Josh, give me a hint. How would you buy your coffee? You know, like first
Yes.
thing I would say, the beans. I would avoid blended.
Okay.
Because I don't know how many hands or where it came from, how long it came from, how it was blended. So I would suggest single origin. The first thing I would suggest is single origin.
Okay.
Again, there are excellent blended. John from Win & Sons, he sent me a year ago a fantastic blend. But I know him.
And you
I
know where
know
it's
what
coming.
he does. I know the quality
Right.
of. So I would avoid that. Okay. I would go especially. I would especially go for African coffees,
Okay.
but Central America, South America.
America.
I know that some Asian countries also have fantastic coffee, right? Also, who roasts it? You know, so there are famous brands, famous, well-known roasteries, right? Especially in Europe, especially in Denmark, right? So brands such as La Cabra. Right, so the goat, La Cabra, right? So they do, right? So there are so many others, right? They are more expensive, of course, because of all the, you know, the service they provide. You see, like most coffee that you buy in McDonald's or AGB supermarkets, right? The quality control is really low, right? So this coffee demands that. Also, they don't buy from providers that explore the employees. Yeah.
Right.
So people try to, you know, people like truly try to, you know, to make fun of all kinds of coffee, you know, from different regions. But I can tell that when you buy from a specialty coffee, you are buying a product that has been, like monitored, has been controlled, and there is so it kind of if you have to do by yourself everything they do, it would be a nightmare. But you just go there and you buy from someone who's taking care maybe better than you would. So why would I? So I would say that African coffees would be my second thing.
Okay.
I would also pay attention when it was roasted. When it was roasted, the best brands would also in the bag they would put a QR code, so you could follow the information. You would know details about that. Some brands also offer the ratio. So the more you don't want to have your label covered with too much information, because it's pollution, right? Right in your brand. But I like a QR code. I like the idea of QR code. It's just one thing. Now QR codes can have shapes. It could be a bean. I would have a bean instead of a bean QR code. And then it
could have your seal of approval QR code.
Oh, that would be fantastic, right? Yeah, I'm gonna think about it. Anyway, so those are the things I think is important also. I mentioned here alkaline water.
Yes.
Again, man, it's a one more element that's gonna make the coffee taste better for me, right? For me, right? So this is what I would say. Those are the most important things.
Okay.
When you buy coffee, right? And water in this case. Now, but the most important thing, you see, I'm gonna be making here, and it's not mystery. It's just, just the right amount, just measuring, just listening to the producers, the makers. And like, I always ask, hey, when I'm speaking to a barista, hey, how do you make it? How long does it take? How do you do? How many? Do you let it sleep for 30 seconds, a minute, and then you pour it again? So
you're getting more specific into like the recipe, the methodology.
Exactly. Right. So I'm speaking
which can be a little experimental, and as you experiment, you find what you like.
Yes.
And then. Mm-hmm.
But as I mentioned before, Tamiz and I, we make it 3 times a day. So we've tried a lot. I'm sure we haven't tried everything. It's not the best for sure, but we've tried so many times.
Sure. I mean, 3 times a day is a lot.
Yeah, 50 pounds. I would say 50 to 60 pounds
a year.
So how much. You understand, right? So this is something uncommon for me. My last coffee is usually at 2 p.m.
Okay.
So I know it takes about 10 hours
for the caffeine.
To start slowing down. So I have kind of a little bit of insomnia. So I have to be careful.
Got you.
I have gastritis too. So the alkaline water is also a way to try to prevent a little bit out of that. So those are details. With much less than that, with much less investment in this, you can have great coffee.
Okay.
I hope you guys enjoy the coffee.
I'm excited. I'm sure I will enjoy it.
I love coffee.
Okay, I will. You see, we are heating the water, right? As you can see here, this one is, the water here is 207 Fahrenheit, which is about 95 degrees.
Celsius.
96. That's the most I go to. Because I started with 207, but because you're serving, maybe it goes down a little bit. You put it back, and then the water, and then it goes back to 200. But that one that you see, as you can see, the
212
there. What was that?
212.
Yeah.
It's just boiling tap water.
Boil water. Yeah, boil tap water. What I'm gonna do, the first thing I'm gonna use it first with Chemex. Okay. So right there. Okay, it's far.
I'm switching it so
the Chemex, right?
Well, we can try this one. This camera's giving us a little bit of
Yeah, it's twitching, right?
It's a little poltergeisty today.
Yeah, so we got filters. Again, this is a filter. This is a V60 size 2. and this is a specific filter for the V60 size
For the
2.
V60, okay.
But there are size 1, size 3, according to how much you make it.
Does that change like the conical shape of it?
No, it's just bigger.
Or
It's just bigger.
larger,
Yes,
okay.
yeah, just larger like inside, right? So it's gonna be, it grows that way. It goes up to the sides and up, right?
Is there something to the shape and the size of the cone with allowing certain water? Is that more the holes at the bottom?
This one is supposed to go up to 500 milliliters.
ml? Okay.
Sometimes I go a little bit more, but it's okay. I have the tiny one, so when I have the tiny one, I use the V61, number 1,
Okay.
right? So each of them have, but again, there are generic brands. This one is from V60, you know, from Hayo, which is the brand. By the way, Hayo is the name of my cat. Yeah, Hayo is the name of my cat. So the first thing we do, you see, again, this is just, I do it for a couple of reasons. My friends Isa and Gustavo taught me this. What I do, you do that for, I do that for 3 reasons. The first reason I do is to remove, you know, like to warm up the carafe, because when you pour the water, the energy dissipates.
Right.
And then the energy would have to go in, and it doesn't go to this lure, which is the, you know, the coffee with the beans. I mean the grinded coffee with the water, right? So I wanted the water to interact 100% with this lure, not with the carafe.
And not lose the energy from transferring.
Not lose the energy, yeah. So the second thing I do is, you know, like to sanitize it.
Okay.
I know, so what I do, I go there and I pour the glasses. I pour the glasses to sanitize it, and you swirl it, right?
Now, should I grab something to pour this out into?
Yeah, you see that? I told you, I always forget something,
That's
man.
fine.
I always forget something.
I'm thinking on the fly.
And
here.
also the carafe, right? So I also, what I do, to sanitize the carafe. That's another thing I do. So you're sanitizing everything, right?
Okay.
Again, this is done in seconds when I am at home, right? So this one I just pour it as, you know what? I can use this. I can use this. I won't use this anymore. Yeah, so I'm just gonna put some more here. Also, it removes the taste of a glue that it might be in the paper, the dust that is in there, you know. So there are a couple of reasons why we do that.
Okay.
Some people say, "Oh, but you're in Texas. It's pretty hot in there. You don't need that." Yeah. But man, this one. How about this one? We can just put it back.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, leave it there.
shout out Home Depot.
So
Where
some
doers
people
get
say,
things
"Hey,
done."
George, you know, this is why are you splitting hairs? Why do you do that? It's hot in Texas, but it sanitizes."
Right.
You know,
But
keeps
I think you speaking on that is good, because there is, like you said, there's not a lack of purpose behind it. There is a reason to do it, not just to be silly on it. You know what I mean? There is actual reason to do that.
If I only have one kettle, I just fill it back with the, you know, fill the carafe back and then do that. In this case, it's just that it's a piece of art, right? So
we're
that's what we do.
afforded the
Right,
luxury.
so now I already warmed up the carafe, the 3 glasses. Then I'm gonna pour. So this is good because I can use it, the cap
yes.
to measure that. So I would turn it on, and then where the coffee here's the coffee. I'm gonna do 1 to 16 here. It's not gonna be too strong.
Okay.
Right. I open that.
It's beautiful. It's very light. It smells light and almost floral.
Floral, okay.
There's like a floral note to it.
Yeah,
I mean, it still smells like coffee,
Are
but
you
it's not
drinking too?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Right, so I'm gonna make it.
Coffee.
I'm gonna make it here. So look, on this side here, it says the amount of the grams I'm putting in here, and on this side is the amount of water I need to do, because I selected 1 to 16 here. So it tells me, okay, it's 42 grams of coffee goes to 681 milliliters of water, right? So I pour it here. Here, this one you already know, right, Dylan?
Yes.
It's just to avoid right? It's static.
So I know that I make espresso at home, and it's the same thing. I actually have a hand grinder, but you spray a little bit of water on the beans to help with the static.
Yes.
The static
Oh, I didn't know that.
from the
Right.
metal.
Especially with espresso because it's so fine.
Fine.
so
That's right.
As it
that's
comes
right.
out, it sticks, and you lose a little yield. So that
Cool.
helps with the
That's
static.
true. That's true. Okay.
That's one of the reasons.
So now it's this one here. Again, this is a marvelous piece. Okay, so Tamidas bought it. I wouldn't. I'm not sure if I would buy it. I only bought that because we sold our old ones for $150. So we bought this for $200. So 200, I think 200 something because it was a 30% off. So we are lucky to have this kind of grinder. Okay,
the truth is,
which is okay.
people spend $250 on Apple AirPods, $500 on watches. That's not a crazy amount to spend on something you
And
do
also
so
to
often
sell it,
and
there's
you
a lot of value in
enjoy.
that. 5 years from now, I'm gonna sell it. I'm gonna get to $150, $200 for this. So
Yeah.
again, people, so you asked me about the granny, right?
Yes,
so,
the size.
yeah. So for this one here, we are using it all the way to all the way there
So
we
relatively
haven't,
coarse.
we haven't fixed. We haven't. When you buy it, you need to adjust it. That
Yeah.
for some reason, our coffee was so good that we didn't need to adjust.
There's no adjustments.
When we do for Chemex, we have a problem. Then we haven't make it any of them, in Chemex. But when I decide to do a Chemex, I'll have to fix it because it needs to be way more
You gotta
coarse.
dial it in.
Yeah, of course. Because this one here, if you go to 0, it's like the best espresso possible.
Okay.
If you go to 0, if you go to 11, it was supposed to be for Chemex or for French press.
French press.
Yes.
Yeah, I love French press as well.
So here I'm gonna do that. Usually the amount I put it here, it would take about, by hand, you know how long it takes, right?
Yeah.
So it would take about a minute. This one, I actually want to know how long it's gonna take, to be honest.
For example, when I hand grind, I have a Ken grinder, and for its little handheld one, that was probably like $120 as a little handheld one.
Yeah.
18 grams of coffee will probably take me 45, 50 seconds just going.
And sometimes you have to do twice because it doesn't grind exactly the way you want it.
So
Let's see
I
how
know
long
the
it's gonna
struggle.
take. Let's see how long it's gonna take. That's 43 grams. It is magnetized, so whatever you put it, it centers up. It centers up. So that's good too. Again, it's just
It's good quality.
one more
feature,
detail.
though.
Yeah, but you see the noise?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Not bad at all, right? So 20, I think still. Yeah, it's still grinding. That's it. 25 seconds. 25 seconds.
A lot easier on the arms.
As you can see, the size, right?
Yeah, that's nice.
Yes.
Right.
Coarse.
Coarse, right? So it is coarse. I mean, it's not here.
I can pull it up there.
Yeah, just to show it. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. All right. So now it comes the. When I'm doing that at home, I'm washing the dishes, I'm fixing my breakfast, I'm doing the same thing at the same time, right? Right here, it takes longer, right? So it goes the carafe in here, the pour over, and now the $5 piece, that makes everything much easier to do. So if you're learning how to make pour over, I would say that's the first piece you buy. Which is because it's $5, and as you can see, there are many holes in that. Right. So it showers up. It showers over the coffee. So
like percolation.
The percolation, and then you go around, but it's more even. It's
more evenly distributed.
So more even distributed. Yeah. So right there, and then what I do, I zero it. Right. I zero it. Now I pour the coffee. And this is weird with this machine because you see, I can't see anything there. It only works when I put this back. When I put this back, one thing here, Dylan, that is important to do is to even up.
Keep it even, level.
Yeah, you see, make it even, right? So just a slight touch in there.
So that's similar when you prepare like an espresso puck. You don't want one
Exactly.
side. You
Perfect.
need something to
You pour in there. You put in there.
distribute.
You see 42, yeah, exactly what it was before. So it's weird because it took me a while to figure out because it's not calculating anything. Then when I finish everything, boom, it's perfect.
Goes back.
Okay, so now we go. Oh, this water here it went down to 198. Oh, 207. Oh, you see, for some reason I turned it off.
Okay, but it's quick. You said.
Yeah, it's 198. It's gonna move up to. It's okay. 198 is good for coffee too. It's just that I recommend that because I saw the website actually that they recommend 207. So the roasters even recommend the ratio. They recommend how the water, the temperature of the water. There you go. Now what I do is just press this button on the left, and then the clock starts. So only when you pour. Only when you pour.
It's activated by the weight.
Exactly. The first thing you do right now, right? So it's just you put it like, you put it. I in this case here I put it 15%.
Okay.
Right, 50%.
And
right?
What is that doing?
Actually, not 50%. It's just let me shake a little bit. This is the blooming.
Blooming.
You see the carboxyl coming out, right? So you see it's beautiful. It's I can't show that, but look at the bubbles coming out. You see?
See if we can.
I can't because I have to go.
You gotta go.
Yeah. So after 40 seconds, what I do now, I go over to 60% of the total I have to go. So if it's 678, or up to a minute, I have to go to 400 milliliters, right? 400 milliliters. And this, I won't go that much. 300 and yeah. And look what happens here. Can you see, Carol?
Yeah.
Look at that. It showers. Oh, it showers perfectly. Evenly. That's why it's so much easier doing like that. So what I do is that by 1.5 minutes, I let it slide out. I let it go down. The water to go down.
Yep.
To ascend, and then after a minute and 45 seconds, I'm gonna pour in more.
You pour more. Okay.
So the blooming is up to 15 seconds, and then you wait up to 35, 40 seconds. Then for 20 seconds you pour to up to 60%, and now it's getting time. Pour a little bit more. When I'm doing things, at home, I don't even look at it, I just keep working on that.
It's like muscle memory.
Yeah, so it's like a minute and 45 now, and it's 467, so I still have one more time, one more pour. I'm gonna put it back.
So that maintains
202. Now it's
as
gonna
you
move up
mentioned,
to
you serve
207.
it, and temperature will go down.
Go down.
Okay.
It holds pretty well, but it's not the same thing. So what I do here now, I just shake a little bit to make sure that if the coffee is all the way up, the water is actually not touching the whole coffee.
It's coming underneath it.
Yeah, and then
settle it back
you
down.
under extract, right? So you ended up under extracting if the water only interacts
with some percentage of the coffee.
Exactly, not with the whole coffee, right?
Right.
So now it's getting to 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and I just pour all the way to the end. Again, circular. I mean, I don't know. I truly don't know if with this device here I need to do that. I just do because it's habit.
Right.
So yeah, gotta be careful to do it on the sides, and also I'm getting there. There we go. I turn off. Right, turn off. Just gonna wait now. 2 minutes and 45 seconds. That's good. Right? Sometimes I do faster. This method here, sometimes in 1.5 minutes is done.
Okay.
Yeah, it's super fast.
Because it flows quickly.
I think I'm gonna use this one. Yeah, I'm gonna use this one later. And that's it. So at home, what I do while I'm waiting here, right? So I take this out, I wash it immediately, I sanitize it while I'm making the coffee, and everything is done clean by the time
You're enjoying the coffee.
We're enjoying the coffee. You see, it's a little bit more, just because I think I made too much. I should have brought the number 3 because I didn't know that we would serve 3 people, but it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I can tell by the way it's coming down. Just slower, just slower. But that's it. You see, as I mentioned,
And what's the consequence of slower over extraction?
over extraction. Exactly. It's just like if you cook
So it
tomato.
could make it a little bitter potentially, or not that it will be bitter, but
It will be bitter, yeah. But this one here, I think pretty much
should be good.
it should be good, yeah. So look what I do. You see, I circle that so I know that it sanitized the whole cup. The whole cup. Again, this is done super fast. You don't have to do it.
These are little tricks of the trade, though. These are little things where you do it often and you find like a better way of doing it. Like the more often you do it, so
Yes.
you pick up little nuance things.
You
that circle
refine it.
around.
You
Yeah.
refine it.
Yep.
Yeah. So so that was gone, right? So it's all gone. So I'm just gonna put it here. I'll clean this later. Just shake a little bit and
Wow, look at that. Is it tea? Is it coffee?
yeah.
The dark tea. Yeah, that's the way I make my tea.
And that was pretty strong. I didn't expect to be that strong. I can smell it. It's gonna be a good experience.
Good.
4.5 minutes. So probably I would serve us when it's like 8-9 minutes.
Okay.
One characteristic of this coffee is that the colder it gets, the more flavor you get it. So
Really?
this concept of drinking hot coffee, I drink all kinds of coffee. I drink cold coffee when I drink when you drink cold brew,
Right, yes.
right?
Yeah.
So different process, different everything, but it's cold.
It's an extremely different process.
Completely different process.
It's a longer process.
Oh, very long. You get devices that drop just one drop per every 5 seconds, you know, and sometimes it takes a whole night, right? So yeah, nothing too shabby, nothing too complex, and now it just looks like a lot
Well,
because I've done that so many times. It's
Yeah.
right. So
yeah, if someone's first time looking at it all, it's like, whoa, what is all that? But you break it down in a
Somebody
way,
coming,
and
I mean, oh, that's my love.
expert alert. It's Maris.
Yeah. Cool. My love. Yeah. You're Tamir Bortovsky here. You're supposed to be Tamir Zabaidi.
Bortowski.
Bortowski. All right, that's right. Bortowski. It's how Americans pronounce
Yeah.
it. Because the
Bortowski.
W. Because the W for us is V.
It's like a V sound, so
Yeah,
Bortowski.
exactly.
If I were just
Like Germans.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Germans, so-
like almost Russian, like a Ruski,
Right.
like
Yeah.
Gretzky and all those, you know. Bortowski.
It's nice to see, you know, like it's nice to see my friend. My friend Cesar is, I think, he's in Canada now. Look, so my Tamir is Texas. You see, like we have it Brazil, Canada. And I don't know where
Where's
Lucas
your
is because
sister?
Lucas is always traveling. My sister lives in Porto Alegre too, but
Porto Alegre.
Lucas is always traveling, so I never know where he is.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's good to have
Keep in touch.
friends
You
online.
built a little community.
Yeah, and actually it's not that we influence, it's just that we like it so much that people see our passion on this.
And it grows interest, right?
Yeah, so I'm gonna start serving. And do you know how I know the amount?
I feel
Not the noise.
the noise.
Look at this. Oh. This is how I do. There we go. So we can have a second round. Sure, I'm gonna give you this so you can swirl. All right. Look at the color there. Now this one. Look at this, man.
I know.
This is yours.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Smells
And I'm gonna
good.
drink on this one here. Shout out to Rafael is the owner of Mascla and his wife too. So I think his wife at this point.
And where is that again? That's in Porto Alegre?
Yes, in Porto Alegre. It's still very hot for me. That's a good one. Yeah. So weird, isn't it? Like when I drink this, I hated coffee for over 42 years.
Really?
41 years. Now 40.
I always like coffee.
41 or 42. I hate it because it's always caramelized. You know, this caramel taste.
Sure. Yeah.
Burnt sugar, and it gave me. I would do that just because I want to keep awakened, you know. But the first time I tried a specialty coffee, I say, "Wow, I've never drank good coffee in my whole life."
Right.
So that's how I changed. By the way, Tamiris and I, we got married at William & Sons. We got married. Wow. It was just like a ceremony, a tiny, small ceremony with 30 people there, and they served coffee the whole time.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
The chef was a chef. You know, Rafa was a chef for an excellent restaurant. It's a Barcelonette restaurant in Porto Alegre. You see that, man. The cuisine scenery there, it's surprisingly good.
It's good.
Yeah, it's a 1.3 million inhabitant city, you know, so it's supposed to be decently big. You know, it's bigger than Austin.
Yeah.
Right? The Great Porto Alegre is bigger than... Great Porto Alegre is the size of Great San Antonio and Great Austin together.
Combined, okay.
It's good.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
So good. I'm glad you liked it. Because I wasn't sure, you know, like, we never know. But if you like coffee, this one is good.
Well, we know.
I like coffee.
Yeah. I don't even know what I'm feeling while I'm drinking this. We just, we always do, Tamiris is working in her office. I'm in my office. We just do that. It was a gift from Priscilla, a friend of ours who live here in Austin. Mm-hmm. So, so she gave it to us. Again, we are the easiest people to get gifts to, you know, to be given gift to, because people know we enjoy cigars, we enjoy coffee, we enjoy so many other things. This would be very hard for us to have these habits in Brazil because it'd be so expensive.
Too expensive, yes.
Cigars, especially cigars, right?
Yes. So, just because the ratio of the currency, I think. You know, like a $5 cigar here is 25 reals there, right?
Yeah.
And so good cigar, people, $50 for them for a single stick of something. So it's more of a luxurious thing.
Yeah. Right? It is. It is. But it's good, huh?
It's very good.
How does it pair with your cigar?
Good. Very
Just
well.
An experience after a hard day. How was it for you? A hard day today at work? Not much?
It wasn't hard, but it was long. Long. I drove 2.5 hours just from job site to job site to job site, picking things up, but no complaints. It's good. Busy day. It's a good day. But it's definitely nice to sit down and enjoy a cigar, and I always look forward to Wednesdays. It's the one day.
That's the same here. Look, I won't cover everything, but you know, it's 13 minutes now. I just put it on the top there. I still let it breathe, but I don't cover the whole thing. If it goes over 20 minutes,
then you cover
then I cover it, you know. But I don't think we're gonna do that because it's pretty good.
Right.
No, it won't last.
It won't last, will it?
Yeah, that'd be like having like a single picanha steak sitting in front of us. Like, get another one on the grill. It's gonna be gone.
Yeah, we need to do picanha again.
We will do it soon, hopefully.
Cool. So how do you like it, Brazilian cuts in meat?
I like it. Picanha in particular. Yes. I think it's just a very unique flavor. And the way that the actual meat itself isn't fibrous and it doesn't have the fat inside of it, right? So you've got this fat cap
on the side.
So
right?
It's actually it's a pretty lean cut of meat, but then you get this big fat cap. If you don't want fat,
just remove it.
Yes,
you easily remove it.
But I like the fat.
Yeah.
So I like to go fat first and just get a pop of flavor, but it's good. And the way that Hilton always makes it, and the way that I make it now, I just put salt on it. That's like the only thing I put on it is just salt.
It's
like
amazing.
Coarse salt.
Yeah. Again, everyone who have a trick, everyone who have their own way, you know, to to improve it. But at the end, you stick to the basics. You don't, again, with one carafe, with one kettle, a manual probably grinder.
You can make it work. Yeah.
You don't have to, vacuum sealed, keep it in a canister. But that taste, the taste you're tasting there,
yeah,
you won't have it. You won't have that. You won't have that oomph.
I would say do the vacuum seal, do the canister, do those things, because that's not in the grand scheme of things super expensive. You can buy electric grinders that can get the hard part. Really expensive grinders are when you dial in really fine, right? To get ones that go coarse, you can get generic ones. This is obviously much more controlled, and it's nice.
And
it is controlled.
Also, it also depends on the material that the grinder is made of.
Yes.
Yeah, Tamiris knows a lot about that.
Well, there's different styles of grinders too, like the conical burrs versus
the
flat
burrs,
blades.
exactly.
And burrs is probably the most widely used.
Yeah,
right?
And this is a cutting edge. So this is pretty good. This one.
But I think you could get by with an entry medium level. You could get a hand. The one I have too, like the hand grinder. It's not inexpensive. It is expensive. It's just not as expensive as getting a big electric one.
Which is done in 30
I
seconds.
have the smaller electric one, and I have to shake it up.
Yes.
Because it's not as light. Because of the
I have one as well. I just don't use it for espresso, but it's kind of it's the same. It's got a little hopper on the top, and it feeds it in. You can change it on the side, but how much you can change it and how accurate it is, you wouldn't use it for espresso.
Mine's not.
But
mine, you can't change the settings.
You can't. So mine, I can, but I keep it more on the coarse side. And I buy fresh beans from a local roastery, Malone's Coffee. I like their coffee. And then I grind it each time. So I grind it before I make coffee. And usually I do real coarse and I'll do a French press. And sometimes, a lot of times, people think I do drip coffee. But at the very least, I am fresh grinding the beans. So
that's the way.
It's not like stale old beans that I'm getting up at the grocery store. So at least that's a better experience for me. But this is a whole other level of
I order mine
refinement.
Online. Usually order
pretty good actually.
Sumatra
or Kona.
Kona.
Sumatra, they have good coffee too. I think I've drank it in Chicago, Intelligentsia, which is a kind of a national chain, like a chain of stores. I think in Austin they had one. I don't know if they still have it downtown. It's all over the U.S. So I had a Sumatran coffee there. Pretty good. Yeah, pretty good.
Ethiopian's really good.
Yeah. So it's surprisingly different, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I have this every now and then when I'm over that way. The Rudamaya.
Rudamaya is what I'm drinking right now.
Is it? I like it. And there's a
whole bean, grind it.
And it's better than like Folgers, of course, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes I wonder if Folgers has like plastic and stuff added to it because it's just such a big company. But Rudamaya, I think, is Mexican.
You see,
it is Mexican.
I'll tell you something, though. Right?
I like it.
Tamiris, every opportunity she has, if it's a good deal, she buys machines. So we got like 4 machines. This is one. Tamiris has like, I think we have 3 other coffee machines at home. Like one. Yeah. So one is a special fellow that everything we did here, it does it by itself. It grinds it.
Okay.
Just
like
one click in there. It delivers 90% of what we drink here.
Gotcha.
But this, this taste, I think kind of nutty taste, that's what I'm feeling. You don't have that in that coffee. The aftertaste, kind of I think I would say it's a kind of nut here. I don't know which one is. Almonds maybe. That's what I'm feeling, right? So we don't have that. The last touch. But it's pretty good. It's just like one click. Tamiris wakes up. You can do anything from your phone.
Okay.
So She doesn't even have to, because we have I don't know if Tamira said that to you, but we have a small coffee table in our bedroom.
Oh no, she didn't.
So for tea at night, tea and
I drink tea like every night.
Yeah. So that's so right there, brush your teeth. The tea is there. Have good tea in there. So we drink tea at night, and in the morning, before she get out of bed, she just turns it on, and then we have coffee immediately.
It's like the two most distinct flavors aromas to wake up to: coffee and then the smell of bacon.
Yeah.
Those are two things that will get me out of bed immediately.
You see the end?
Coffee.
The end was cold. It was a little bit.
Yes.
Which is warm, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not. It's still drinkable. I'm gonna have a little bit more.
And that's why. Yeah, please, thank you. I spoil myself here at the office. Also, a gift. I didn't buy it for myself. I have bought one for a gift for my dad. These little ember mugs. I think I've talked about it before, but they have like a heat element at the bottom, and it can control to the degree.
Yeah, I know. Tamir has told me about that.
So that's what I use here. And then when I'm at home on the weekends, I wake up and have coffee, and I'm always wishing I had it, because I'll drink a cup of coffee and I get 75%, set it down doing something, and it's cold. But here I could leave it for literally an hour, which I never do, but I could, and it's the same temperature.
Yeah, and I think it's low warming, right? It doesn't go to 212.
No, it doesn't go to 212. No. I don't know what the highest setting is, but I would imagine it's 140 something. Yeah, I drink black coffee at like 135.
This is
which
awesome.
is perfect for me.
Exactly. There's this wrong, like one of the reasons why they do dark roasting is to hide the low quality of the beans. If you take a look at these beans, they are clean. You don't see any imperfections in it.
Right.
Only the best the best beans will be sold. Like the whole process, man.
Really quality
control. Triage. They do a triple triage. To make sure that this specialty coffee will be homogeneous. That's basically what they wanted to see. Like you pick up 100 of them, they will be very similar in color, in shape,
uniform.
But I'll tell you, think about that. Italians go to Brazil in just one case in the 1800s. They start the crop there, right? These people have no money at all. So every single piece makes a difference. Do you think they're gonna take out small dirt imperfections? No. You sell it everything. You just put all the imperfections. You put it all. You can see sometimes stones, tiny stones being sewed together, pieces of wood. You see that if you open it, buy a low quality and open that, and then you see the quality of the coffee. That's why it's dark roasted.
Everything. When you have a company and quality, if you go to a grocery store and you buy like pre-graded Parmesan, a lot of the times you look into it, there's like wood fillers and plastic shavings and little things in there. It's not even cheese anymore. So, just on my journey with culinary and just food and beverages in general, it's like the best thing you can do is buy a product and try to make it yourself as much as possible.
Oh my God, yeah.
So, I'm not growing and manufacturing my own wheat and flour, but you try and make it from scratch as much as possible. And if you buy a block of cheese and grate it. If you're buying pre-grated cheese, the non-caking agents and things that they add to it, one, it's not good for you, but two, it affects flavor and quality of everything you make. But it doesn't surprise me at all with coffee. It's the same thing. Big corporations, they need to make it profitable.
Second most famous beverage in the world, coffee. So we are talking about billions and billions. And this industry is actually getting more expensive because of the crops and the problems with the crops in the past 2 years. So coffee is 30% more expensive now. You know?
Wow, okay.
Yeah. We felt a little bit, but it's global, right? So it's not a problem in America, you know?
Yeah.
It's a global impact.
Yeah.
That's the thing with food and drinks in general. That's kind of what you're paying for most of the time, is that quality control.
Yeah.
Which I've had this debate argument with people a lot, where there's this complaint that organic foods are more expensive and they shouldn't be so expensive, but I think the truth is that they're kind of priced where they're supposed to be. It's these other companies that cut corners to make it cheaper, and that becomes like, well, all I can afford is Tyson chicken nuggets. Well, if you see how they make Tyson chicken nuggets, you wouldn't want to eat it.
Yeah.
So the blame gets put on good quality stuff that, I'm not going to pay $10 a pound for chicken, you know? I buy it for $4 a pound from Walmart. It's like, well, there's a difference in how those chickens are raised and processed.
We discussed that, like the TikTok I told you about eggs.
Yes.
You know, like this guy, it takes 30 seconds. Oh, I'm gonna buy this. Like, no, but it needs to be this range. No, it needs to be. It can't be fed with this, and grains. So there are so many layers and levels to buy eggs.
Free range versus pasture raised.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Even, I've seen TikToks of it, like even beef, where it's like people think it's good because it's grass fed, and you see videos like they're still held in little areas this
tiny
big,
areas,
with their heads through a little hole that's stuck there, and this little tractor comes by and it's just throwing grass at them. Like they're grass fed, but they're not out on a pasture eating grass, so it's all manufactured. The best way is a local butchery. Not everybody always has those resources near them, or know where to get this stuff, or can't afford it. And all of that, it happens, you know? So I just think the way we consume ingredients in this country is crazy when you compare it to Europe and to other places.
You mentioned about the pasta case, right?
Durum wheat pasta from Italy versus all the enriched flour that we have here. If you buy flour at the store and it's enriched, don't buy it.
Yeah.
There are some things that it costs a little bit more, but spend a little bit more money on the health and the things that you're putting in your body. Paul joked last week, he'll eat whatever, and you have that right to do that, but I think it's what you're putting in your body. You wouldn't put water in your gas tank in your truck. It's not going to run. So...
But when you asked about sausage, he said, "No, I don't drink that. Why? Because it's too
greasy.
It's too greasy."
So he just doesn't like it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Okay. That's true. Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing of different personality. You can do whatever you want, you know. And I was just giving my 2 cents on the matter. Whether you take that and do anything with it is your world. I'm not going to sit here and judge you. I think it's crazy. That's what brought it up. I think it's crazy the amount of work that I have to do to find good ingredients and to make decent meals.
And and also, I wouldn't bring that up, this topic, to people. You know, like if people ask me, I would say, hey, yes, I spend more time in the supermarket, look at the labels, than actually buying groceries.
Yeah.
I spend half of my time checking. No, this. You know, like Chantanagam, right? So, you know that, right? So, all this, you know, dextrose and
maltodextrin,
you know, so
monoglycate. There's so many different crap.
The thing is like sandwich meat. Mm-hmm. It's more per pound than steak is. I might as well just throw some steaks on the grill, slice it up, and make a sandwich.
But a lot of those,
and it'll be healthier.
It will be for
and
sure,
less expensive.
Those meats are processed, and not all of them. You know, you go to like a local delicatessen, or like an HEB where they slice. You just have to figure out where. I think the best place to get like produce would be like a local farmer's market. You can find them, but not everybody has one that's every week. You know, it could be monthly, and it's hard to keep produce fresh for a month. So, get an above ground garden.
How difficult it is to buy raw milk here in Texas?
It's difficult.
Yeah, and I don't even drink milk.
Right. So raw milk you can drink. You can if you go to Miller Fair, you know, the market fair at Miller, you know, the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So they got a fair in there. And you can. There's only one place that you can, or you have to pre-order and then get your milk when you go there.
Pick it up.
You know, otherwise you can't. You can't do
because
anything.
it has to be pasteurized now.
You gotta be pasteurized.
See, when I was growing up, you know, I grew up on a ranch, and we had a milk cow, and we drank raw milk.
Yeah.
You know,
straight from the from the cow's teeth, like from the glass,
Well, what we would do,
scrape
the
the scum off
cats,
the top.
we would like squirt it over to them.
Yes.
They'd all be sitting around waiting.
That's my dad's side of the family. They had a farm and a couple milk cows. Same thing. Yeah.
So my mom would straight it with cheesecloth to get any dust out or anything like that, and then we would drink it.
I understand we are fragile, human beings, like any kind of bacteria, like virus, bacteria. We are very fragile, like anywhere. Like you're in a buzz, you touch, you grab, like the holder, and then you scratch your eyes, and then you got
something,
3-4 types of virus in there,
Yeah, you got bacteria movement.
And then you can't work for a week, or something. So we are super weak,
Well, yes. Yeah, and I would say it is funny because I used to grow up drinking water out of the hose, on the side of the house, and now it is like...
me too.
You don't know what you don't know. Once you see what's in the tap water, it's like, oh, God, you can't
Ignorance is a bliss, man. Ignorance sometimes is a bliss.
It is, and it's what you're. Sometimes you're like, man, I wish I didn't know that because now I can't go back to drinking tap water knowing all the stuff that's in it.
And besides that, it would be much easier for us to have natural things if those corporations stopped. If they stopped, adding lots of shit to the food and drinks, like conservatives and stuff,
It starts at the top. They've got to ban certain things from being in the food because as long as it's allowed,
well,
the companies will do it.
Part of the reason is in the Department of Agriculture under Reagan, was that guy heading that up? What happened was Tyson and Pilgrim and some of those bigger meat producers.
Manufacturer and producers.
He started giving them government tax cuts and government programs, and then he made it to where smaller farmers and ranchers couldn't qualify because they didn't produce enough.
Yeah. Scale. They don't have scale.
Yeah.
Have you seen Clarkson's farm on Prime Video?
No.
You seen it?
No, I haven't.
Jeremy Clarkson has a farm out in the Cotswolds, and it's just a deeper dive into the world of farming, and they run on very thin margins.
Yeah.
So it's a tough business to be in, and it's what provides the country. It's the backbone of everything, and they run on the thinnest of margins, and it's crazy that they don't qualify. They don't, get. I don't know if it's still that way, but not being able to get government aid on certain stuff like that when it's affecting everybody.
Look, I am 100% in favor of a small government. Okay.
Sure.
I think I've made myself very clear here, right? But there have to be some kind of monitoring
and regulations.
Regulations, because
I agree.
When you say that capitalism fix itself, when I listen to that, I'm a little bit worried. Because we see these corporations incorporating, merging. They are merging and buying, merging and buying other companies.
Sure.
And then it's less possible to compete with them.
Yeah.
It gets to a point that they are alone in the market, or
like a monopoly on it.
Just right. So they have 2 or 3 companies. They form a cartel.
Yeah.
That's what they do. And we have in the U.S. right an antitrust law in here, but they know how to divide the companies in parts to be in the limit.
Yeah,
you can't compete with those companies. You can't compete. You get too big, and then you say, "Oh, but it's their merit that gets so big." Is it? How much is it bribe? How much is it lobby? How strong is the lobby in politics nowadays?
Lobby, especially pharmaceuticals and insurance companies.
Exactly.
I think it controls everything. You come up with a product, it could be a good product. A big company sees you as a threat, they'll buy you out just to shelf it. No intention of anyone ever getting that product. We're just going to keep selling ours. That happens all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Right? So think about all these airlines also being bailed out.
I saw something. Spirit Airlines closing, going bankrupt or something. I thought I saw something in the news about that the other day.
Chapter 11.
Was that what it was?
Chapter 11. But it's still, man, you see, they charge you. It's cheaper, right? But
Stolen.
you can't have a toothbrush. They would charge you for that.
Yeah.
You know, like you can only carry your bag if you can carry a bag, right? So now you see the new laws. Have you seen the new laws for flying?
Mm-hmm.
If they double book, right? If they if they overbook, they have to pay you back immediately.
Oh, okay.
If they lose your bag, they have to pay you. You know, it's not, it's gonna take 2 weeks. No.
That's a law that's passed.
Yeah, it passed with Peter Buttigieg. Is Buttigieg, right? I never know how to pronounce his name. Peter, he is I think Buttigieg. Yeah. So he was his law. Yeah. So because those companies, man, during the pandemics, have you ever been overbooked?
Yeah.
Jesus.
They sit there and they'll offer you. Will somebody take a flight voucher for? Well, like, I just want to get home. I don't want a $500 voucher for a future flight. I want to go home. I don't want to get.
Look, if it's the next flight, the next flight for $1,000, give me 3.
Almost never is though, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not.
They start saying like, "Hey, who would volunteer?" Nobody volunteers. How about $500? Nobody goes. $1,000. See a lot of people going there because then it's $1,000. You know, in the West, it can go a long way. $1,000.
Yeah.
You can travel to Chicago for $200 back and forth. You know, round trip. You know, so
when the pandemic first started, I remember we had a friends group that was trying to plan a trip to Vegas, and the flights dropped to like $75 for a round trip flight to Vegas from Austin because they were trying to get people on the plane.
So let me ask you something different. How did you like your car trip to Florida?
I enjoyed it, but I like driving, right? And I like road tripping.
What do you think of the road? What do you think of the road?
Well, I have a very I-10. I've spent a lot of time on just because I'm from Southeast Texas and traveling to Louisiana. There are portions of that road where you just feel like you're starting to see the same things over and over until you reach a certain state. Like, I know I'm in Florida. I see palm trees everywhere.
Sure, right. I could see, like, I was in Alabama, Michigan, and Louisiana, pretty similar, right? But when you get to Florida, you know you're in Florida. It's ridiculous. Texas, those 3 states, pretty similar.
They're pretty similar, especially there's that portion of Louisiana where it's 2 lanes. It's I-10, but there's 2 lanes. So as soon as there's any bit of traffic, like, you get stuck, and it takes forever.
50 kilometers, I saw that. And you know what?
People park their cars and just get out.
Look, I always hated driving at night in Brazil. It's super dangerous. People, they're not careful. The trucks are so dangerous. And when you went to the beach, Dylan, it was only 2 lanes for 300 kilometers, for almost 200 miles. But everybody.
Didn't get over.
They get over it, but in the curves, and the cars are coming the other direction, so it's really dangerous.
Right.
There are no shoulders, and I won't stop in any gas station because I fear for myself. I fear for my safety, so I just want to go straight.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. So dark, badly signalized, very bad drivers. Very dangerous roads, like not well capped.
I was just gonna ask the condition of the road.
The whole thing. So I hated driving at night. Man, the night we went to Florida, we left at 7. p.m. We drove till 4 a.m. We were, I think, in Mississippi. Yeah, probably. We slept.
Yeah, because you went down like the western coast of Florida, right?
Mm-hmm. So we loved it. We loved it driving at night. I will tell you, super safe. One thing that called my attention is that from time to time we have an electronic sign saying, "Hey, in 10 miles we have 67 parking lots for trucks." Have you seen that many times?
Yeah.
Just big, gigantic shoulders, packed.
Rest stops.
Rest stops, and you can tell that probably it's a rule for the drivers. They can't drive more than 400 miles or something like this.
Yeah, it is a rule.
They have to stop, you know?
It's, it's like a time limit, I think. You can't drive over a certain amount of hours.
And the gas stations, there's so many gas, man, it's
Some
one
nice ones,
after
too.
the,
Some really nice ones, too, when there's like for truckers.
Yes, shower, it was weird. They have like, man, I saw a fax machine. There's a copy machine, a fax machine. You have like, what do you call it? Flipper. Like what is that? It's arcades with old arcades in there. You know, like it was crazy. You know, store food and also the Love. You know, Love.
Mm-hmm.
They always have a kind of a fast food, different fast food in each of them.
Yeah.
It's either Subway or
Popeyes.
And it's never the same. Never the same. They always have on the side.
It's a little different, yeah.
So I felt really safe. There's
also a lot of street lights, so the roads are illuminated.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Shoulders.
And I would tell you, driving with that car was so much fun.
I can imagine, real smooth ride.
Yeah,
right?
so because you don't do anything.
Yeah.
Because you see
practically drives itself.
Yeah, because it brakes. The brakes automatic.
Yeah.
Right, so you don't have to hold.
Adaptive cruise control.
I put my hand like this, my leg like this, my hand, you know, my arm. I rest my arm on both sides, and I'm driving like that.
Keeping you in the lanes.
I think it can be dangerous because you can fall asleep very easily.
You're too relaxed. Yeah.
Well, Tamiris and I, we alternate like every 2 hours, every 1.5 hours, 90 minutes. The other one drives.
Okay.
But Tamiris is a great entertainer, so she brought so many games and different types of. We got playlists, you know, like playlists. If you're sleepy, then it's
wake you up.
Yeah, it's less like metal, heavy metal.
Similar. We did like rounds of like trivia and just things to like keep your brain going while you're driving.
Yeah.
If I get tired, I like to chew on ice. It's like the coldness in your mouth. Like, it keeps me up. Or sunflower seeds.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, sunflower seeds. Yeah.
There's little tricks to it, but yeah, I enjoyed it. There are parts of I-10 though where it's just like eastbound's on this side, you know, west's on the other side, and in between it's just like pine trees. And it's just trees on both sides, and it doesn't matter if you're in Mississippi or Alabama. It all starts to kind of look the same. Yeah. But Florida is where it's like, there's a vast difference. Louisiana's a little different. You see some swamp areas. You know? But
so many lakes and water portions. It's amazing, right? When you see the map, because the screen is big like that.
Yeah.
And then you shrink the size, you know, like you make it smaller, and then you see water everywhere. Like, oh, that's why no one was supposed to be living here.
Yeah.
No one was supposed to be living, because you can see the water like, you know, at the street level.
Yeah.
Any kind of rain is just gonna cover the road. Yeah. So next time we wanted to go to the Halloween. We wanted to go to New Orleans. For the parties, you know, but we ended up not going. But next year we're gonna go for
I like New Orleans.
The Halloween there. Yeah, we stayed in Mississippi at
Biloxi.
In Biloxi at Hard Rock Cafe. And I'll tell you, if you enjoy gambling, Tamiris and I, we don't gamble.
Yeah, I'm not a big gambler.
We don't gamble.
Yeah, I don't gamble.
We don't gamble, but I can tell. The swimming pool, all the 15 restaurants, and all the fun you can have. You don't even see the sun.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Tamiris and I spent the whole time, at the pool, right? The whole time. So we had the sun the whole time. But I can tell people, right, playing games and gambling and going from restaurant to restaurant to bars, I think it's more fun if you have a group.
I'm sure.
Because of those hotels, Tamiris it's worth it 5. Tamiris is worth it 5 people. So whenever I go, it's Tamiris and I, so it's 6.
Yeah.
Right. So someone else has said something there.
We play I Spy with my little eye. Hilton.
Hilton, yeah. Yeah, probably Hilton. He probably knows a lot of different types of games because of the girls.
Oh, they have a fun one. Is every time they see a bus, you have to call it out. It's bus, and the last person to say bus has to do the chicken dance. They have all sorts of fun ones.
I am sure Hilton needs to be very creative with the two daughters.
Yeah.
7 and 11, 8 and 11, I think. 7 and 11.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, so they are certainly full of energy.
When they crash hard, though, I'm sure. So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Something about like kids on long car rides, too. There's always a portion where you just, for whatever reason, it makes you tired, even when you're not driving.
Yes.
Like when you're traveling as a kid.
Cool.
I Spy with my little eye. That's a good one.
Yeah, true. So yeah, these are. I mean, I don't know if you wanna know more. You don't have to because it's getting late. I can make it if you wanna try it.
Sure.
Do you want some more?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do it some more. So should you do the battle of the Legos?
Yes. Let's get that going, and we can do Battle of the Logos, and then whatever else.
Did you see how much I lost to Konrad?
Yes, that was
Was
close.
like 0.8.
It's less than 1 point, yeah.
Jesus, less than
That was
a point.
a good matchup.
Yeah, he was.
That's what I was, before we started, because it's the difference between F1 fantasy and football, where F1's like a running total on the year, and you're just competing against everybody throughout the whole year. Football, it's like you get matched up, so at the end of the year, it doesn't matter if you've scored more than everybody. Depends how many weeks you win and lose. So that's me. I'm literally in last place in our league. I'm in 6th, and I've scored more points than everyone. But I'm in last. And that's just the fun and sometimes not so fun nature of fantasy football. But
okay, this is week 11, right?
Week 11. Yep, and I can pull it up here as well and zoom in, and then move this guy over whenever we're ready.
Inside week 11 in NFL picks. I got this guy that I follow, man.
What you do?
He's pretty good, so that's why I'm doing fine. Okay. Is it Jaguar? Okay. Jaguar, okay, well, alright.
I just use ChatGPT.
You do?
No, I don't. I don't.
Look, what?
Alright, let's run this real quick.
Right. Okay, so I'm gonna be, the water is in here. I'm gonna need.
This is perfect too, because it'll still show you.
Yeah. Do you have can I have that water?
Yeah, of course.
Drinking water, yeah?
Yep.
Maybe I'll need a little bit more.
I can grab more.
One more is fine. This one won't be, you'll feel the difference because this one won't be alkaline.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be very different, very different. Okay, so this water, I'm gonna hit in there. Now it's gonna be way faster because now I don't have to explain,
Okay.
A little bit less. There we go. I'm gonna do 1 to 17 now because I'm gonna do a Kalita. That's my second cat's name. Kalita. That's my other. All right. There we go. Go there. Kalita. Oh. There's one thing here. I'll have to think about it. Okay. This one I was here, so this one is full. Is there a? Okay. Handy.
Shout out Home Depot.
Yes, shout out Home Depot. It's sponsoring our coffee today. Notice that it looks like a cupcake, the filter is different.
So is that like a number 2?
Yeah, that's number 2 also. I have a small one, a tiny one that I use it for, which is size 1. It's 155 and 185. I really don't know. Probably it has to do with the, with the
Diameter.
Yeah, diameter or something like that.
Circumference.
Yeah. All right, so I'll just put this one here. Oh, it's already done. I forgot. All right, there we go. It's gonna be way faster. This one here flips, you see, so it's easy to do that.
Yeah.
This one here is thicker, so I put more water on that because it's thicker. I'm gonna wash this. You see, this one I have to wash because you see, I have a residual. There you go.
It's out of our way.
It's gonna be right here. Yeah. Let's see how much I have it here. Just a little bit more. You see, I told you, it's just move super fast.
There
And
it
now
goes.
yeah, so this one, many times when I pour the hot water, I see the glue smell, the paper smell
Coming off of the filter.
coming off the filter, and it's disgusting. That affects the taste of the, for sure affects the taste, because the smell, it's
Yeah.
unique, like.
So does it make a difference if you use the bleached filter versus the unbleached?
Unbleached.
You know what? That's a very good question, because this one is, you can
Bleached.
tell I have both, right? I think it's more a placebo effect.
Okay.
I think I'm brainwashed to believe that this one gives me an edge just because it's environmentally friendly.
Sure.
But I think it's more my feeling, it's more my perception than anything else, to be honest.
Well, even if you can't pick up like a taste note difference, maybe a health difference, I don't know. I swear I'm not that much of a health nut. Just
No.
not really.
Well, I'm just really conscious because, the thing is since I started eating better, if I see a commercial on TV and it's hamburgers or some fast food, it's like I just look at it and go, yuck.
You're not even interested in it anymore, yeah.
Can you
No.
bless it? Let's just bless it a little bit.
Yeah, it's funny too when you look at how they make those commercials. A lot of the times, it's not the actual food. Have you seen those? Like
Yeah.
behind the scenes, like sometimes like
They-
pizza commercials. It's like screwed in cardboard, and they use all kinds of fake stuff. They add, I think they add soap into the drinks to make it look more bubbly. So it's like all these things that make. Oh, I want that. But
How about margarine? Margarine is it?
Yeah,
It's
like
made of
butter.
what? It's made of what? Made of plastic. Almost
Yeah.
plastic. It's like super
Yeah.
similar to plastic,
I'm
And
really
then
picky about my butter.
what was that?
I'm picky about my butter. Yeah.
We buy at Costco
Ghee.
the ghee in the Irish butter.
Kerrygold.
Yeah.
Kerrygold
Yeah.
and
Kerrygold. That's the one.
Flugra is the other
Yeah.
one.
And
I
Kerrygold
eat.
does also makes fantastic cheese. They have the bar. We buy like big chunks of bar, so we put in the pasta right away, So it's really good. Almost done. There we go. Zero right there. I tear it off. Put in there. Much faster, right? Okay, so it's getting there. Okay, so I'm gonna pour. Same thing. Oh, look at the magnetic. You see, it adjusts.
I'll try to place.
This one is gonna take. It's gonna be faster because I did 29 grams only, not 43,
So less
44.
coffee.
And also,
More water.
Kalita allows you to do more. So 203, almost there. Man, I got like 6 or 7 friends sending me videos showing that they're watching.
They're watching.
They're watching. I love that. I love it. Thank you so much, everyone. What is it? What did he say? 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven. The
Spot at the gas station. Maybe
Oh, the
they
gas
spot
station.
7-Elevens to
Right.
stay awake or something, or just like a
Yeah.
card game.
yeah.
When you spot 7-Eleven.
Oh, okay. So that's another game. All right. So again, just press it there. You see, it holds it. It automatically actionates the time when I
When
pour
you
the
pour the
water.
water.
Yeah. So here it's 500 milliliters of water. I'm gonna put it like 75 for the blooming. Yeah, you can see the blooming right there. But much faster, you know, like when you don't have to explain it. But this one here, this thing here, makes your life so much easier. Because the other one, you don't know, like, I forgot to that. You never know. You're uncertain. This one, you don't even see. I'm not sure if baristas like that.
Yeah.
I don't think baristas like this very much. Okay, 41. So where's the water? Oh, here. Now I will go to 200 milliliters of water the second time, so it's a little bit faster. Notice that there's no, no hold here and now. It's just keep pouring, you know. Especially because this one here will regulate for me how fast the water is going to pour. Yeah. Because look. Sometimes it's not good because it agitates the coffee too much.
Okay.
So some people don't like because of that. But for us, it works so well. So, you know, I keep doing that. I keep doing this. 90 seconds. When it hits 9 seconds, I go to 80% of the total water. And then the last one is the other 20%.
Okay.
So this one, the difference, the method. You see that I'm not agitating, I'm not mixing up, so this one doesn't need it.
Okay.
It doesn't need to have a flat bed at the end. So you know it's good when you see, I can tell that this one is not flat. So it wasn't exactly how I wanted, but sometimes it's like mathematically flat.
So perfect.
Yeah. So 2 minutes and 10 seconds. I'll pour. I'll complete that. The pour. There you go. And it has a different color when it reaches the 500 milliliters.
Okay.
So okay, if you're distracted, it blinks it. Oh, okay. So I have to stop. Yeah. You see, as I told you, the other one was like 245, 3 minutes.
Yes.
This is 2 minutes and 30 seconds. It's 95% gone. You see.
Yeah.
So this one is gonna extract faster.
It's a little quicker. Yeah.
So you won't have that strong taste at the end. But I like the taste, right? The
I thought it
aftertaste,
was
right?
really good.
How did it pair with the cigar?
Really good, yeah.
There you go. Done. 2 minutes and 40 seconds. But the other one I took out, I finished at 245. And I removed at 345. This one I took out at 245. Yeah, so I'm gonna let it sit a little bit. Now our second coffee. It's washed.
Alright.
There we go. So we're gonna have the battle of the logos.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can run it again here too. Okay.
We should have recorded Hilton's voice to say their commander.
You'll have to do your best impression.
All we wanted was some things to eat. What is that? You see, Donnie just sent to me a Rambo, a Rambo's shirt.
All he wanted was something.
Do you know what? Do you know what it is? The reference. Let's see if he's gonna explain to me. I don't know.
Rocky or something.
I don't know. Let's see if he's gonna say anything.
Hilton was clarifying the age of the girls.
Oh, 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was.
Yeah.
So I was right. 7-Eleven.
You were right. Yes. And he said he can smell the coffee there.
Oh, that's cool. Did you say that?
That's what he said.
Oh,
so I can
cool.
smell the coffee here. All right. Game one. We have the Commanders.
Oh, well done, man.
At the Philadelphia Eagles. We do have our missing comrades picks, so it's just you and me. And I guess we can get influenced by them or influenced by the page that you follow. I don't know. It's going to be Eagles are playing at home. It's a Thursday night game. Eagles are favored to win by, I think, 3.5 points. I don't know. It could go either way. I think
I'm gonna pick up the Commanders.
I think I'm gonna take the Commanders here as well. The Commander.
How was last week? Just for me to. How did we do?
Last week, you did well. So overall, you are 1 behind me. Hilton's 2 behind, and then we have Paul 7 behind.
So how was it? Can I see that in week 10?
And then the weekly one. So you got 10. You, Hilton, and Konrad all got 10. I got 8. Paul got 7. And we went 60% on our sweeps.
So what was the first game? Just go back there. Okay.
First game.
Yeah, I thought about changing to the Ravens, but I didn't want it because we have a rule here, right? We have a rule.
I don't know that we always follow the rules, but
okay. Second one.
We have the Green Bay Packers at the Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears at home.
Chicago Bears. Where's that?
And this is a division matchup, NFC North.
Which game again? Because I don't see here.
Packers and Bears.
Oh, Packers and Bears. I'll pick up the Packers.
Me as well. Would have been a sweep. Hilton kind of was unsure of this one. He ultimately went with the Bears. Should be a decent game. Next up, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Detroit Lions.
Detroit Lions for me.
I was expecting that to be our first sweep.
Yep. Right.
And we have the Raiders at the Miami Dolphins.
Dolphins. I'll take the Dolphins.
It's our second sweep. We're all going to take the Dolphins here.
Thank you for filling up for me here.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know.
Got to keep the gas flowing. Is it not working?
Yeah, I mean, let me see.
Oh,
yeah. Well, yeah, it's working.
We have the Los Angeles Rams at the New England Patriots.
Excellent.
Patriots at home, Rams on the road. Rams are getting healthy.
Do you have an international game?
No international games left. The last one was last week in Germany. No more for the rest of the year.
Give me the Rams.
Another sweep for the Rams.
I'm not looking at that because I don't want to see. I don't want to see what they are.
Get the influence.
Yeah.
Now, some of these, I think, these are the ones that make me nervous. Where it seems so obvious that the Rams should win, but that's not the way it works. So.
I will pick up the Saints on this one.
Saints. Okay, I'm going to take the Browns. Ravens at Steelers.
I bet against the Ravens the last time, so this time I'm gonna pick the Ravens.
Ravens, okay. And Steelers are at home, 7-2. Ravens are 7-3. They haven't had their bye week yet. Divisional matchup, AFC North. That is probably going to be my first pick for game of the week.
My game 2 is this one.
Your game 2.
Yeah.
I will have to get that information from the guys later because I forgot to ask that.
So just to be clear, this one is our favorite games, right? The games.
Our favorite, what we think are going to be the best games of the week, the best matchups, the best end result. Here we have the Minnesota Vikings at the Tennessee Titans. I would imagine this is going to be a sweep. I'm going to pick up the Vikings here.
Yeah, Vikings.
And just like clockwork, I got a message from Hilton.
Sorry.
He forgot his key games. Could you leave somewhere? So I can get. Oh. Ha! Never mind. That's something else.
What's that?
Forgot his keys, not his key games. Keys, yes.
Look at that.
Oh yeah, that looks really
This
nice.
was lighter, right?
It is lighter.
It looks lighter. Okay, let's see. It's been 9 minutes, so it can start I start drinking after 10 minutes. So this is like 9 minutes, so
it's about there.
yeah, it's about there.
Okay. Vikings, Titans.
Drink some water also is pretty good between coffees if you have it. I would recommend it. Got some here, yeah. Alright, I think it's not charging here. Let me put it back. There we go.
Okay, thanks.
Oops. There we go. All good now.
Back up on phone too, so I can
Vikings for me too.
chat too. What's up, Vikings?
What's going on with Broncos this season, man?
They've got a new starting quarterback, second year for the head coach, so they're kind of I guess and they have a really good defense. Their defense has been playing well, which has helped them. So they're 5-5.
I will pick up the Falcons in this one.
The Falcons. This one was a tough one for me. I'm going to take the Broncos, but I'm not sure either way. We have the Seahawks at the 49ers, NFC West matchup.
The 49ers. Oh, my goodness.
I'm Niners. Everyone's Niners, but Konrad. Yeah.
Of course.
It's no... Let me double check. Konrad took the Cowboys? Interesting. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
We have the Kansas City Chiefs at the Buffalo Bills.
That's my first game.
First game. This would be my second.
Yeah, and
it could be my first.
I think is the game where the Chiefs are gonna lose finally. I hate betting against them, but I'm gonna pick up the Bills.
I was kind of feeling the same way. They're playing at home. They have a lot of momentum going into this game, and Chiefs really should have lost last week to the Broncos. I don't know if you saw the game.
We've been saying that for 6 weeks, you know?
Did you see the game at all?
No, I haven't.
So they were losing. It came down to the very end of the game. They were winning by like 2 or 1 or something. The Broncos went down to kick like a very easy field goal. Might have been 30-something yards. Almost automatic, like a high 98% success rate. And the Chiefs blew through one of the guys and blocked it.
Blocked at the kick?
To win, yeah.
Oh my. But I'll tell you, man, this is what champions do.
It is, but...
This is what champions do, you know?
By all measures, last week was... Of all the weeks where we've said it, they should have lost. That was like a crazier way to win. So kudos to them for it, but I'm taking the Bills here as well.
What's SNF? What does it stand for?
Sunday Night Football.
Sunday night. Okay, so that's a Sunday Night Football, right?
Which one?
This one, Bengals and Chargers.
Yes.
Monday night is Texans versus Cowboys.
Yep, you got it.
So I will take the Chargers.
Chargers.
I'm at home, so
they are playing at home. I'm gonna take the Bengals here. See what happens. Roll the dice. Colts at Jets. It's further down our list. We already passed it up here, just because they flex the games and they're out of order now from when I first made this chart.
I'll take the Jets.
I'm gonna take the Jets. So there's another sweep.
Man, look! Wait! Paul picked the Texans.
Paul picked the Texans, and I am picking the Texans.
I have picked the Texans too, but that was a surprise that both of you picking up the Texans.
He sent me his picks today, and I sent him like a meme gif of like, it was like the crying Michael Jordan head on like Dak Prescott, and I'm like, it's just how it is being a Cowboys fan right now. He's like, I love my Cowboys, but I want them to lose for the rest of the year so we get a better draft pick. That's what Paul said. So, and I agree. At the rate that we're at now, we're not mathematically eliminated, but we have such a small percentage chance of making the playoffs. We're 3-6.
So do you think now it's time to tank?
Now it brings the argument maybe we should tank. Yeah.
Aren't you
blow it all up?
Aren't clubs punished if they tank purposefully?
It's so hard to prove that. No, not really. No, that's the one advantage that you have is trying to get a better draft by the way you finish.
And I think teams in a tanking zone, those are the fisher in terms of betting.
They're trying to rebuild.
The family, how do they manage if the family is betting? Because the players can't bet, but can the families bet?
The families that own the team?
The families,
of the team.
The players' relatives, can they bet?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
They absolutely can. And that even is why it's more impressive if the Kansas City Chiefs win again this year, 3 in a row. When you win the Super Bowl, you get the last pick. So they're consistently getting worse picks in the draft.
Yes.
But the way the draft's working, they still end up with great players. And so players fall to them every year. We're like, why did we let the Kansas City Chiefs get Xavier Worthy? Why did the Titans trade DeAndre Hopkins to him? I don't know. Their front office is just doing magic over there.
Friendly teams, like the Bears are friends with the Jaguars. do you have that in soccer, in American football? Because in soccer they have it, like certain teams from a different state are friends of Grêmio, which is one of the teams, and other teams from other states are friends of Inter, because Grêmio and Inter are the nemesis in Porto Alegre. You don't have that?
I wouldn't say that they're friends. I think there comes a time in the season where your way into the playoffs, a team beating another team is in your best interest, so you kind of root for that. But I wouldn't say there's any teams that are really friends. There are definitely teams that have hard rivalries and that really don't like each other,
Yeah.
But when the season's over, all of the players, I think, are basically friends. But when you're playing...
You forget that. Like all the rivalries and violence in the field, but then
as soon as the game's over, for the most part, there's a few, certain games
that's my favorite temperature now. Like
as it is now?
As it is right now. So 60 minutes. That's my favorite.
I can tell you, because of my mug, that is very close to 135, because it's about where it's probably a little less, so it might be like 133. And it's very nice, because it's not too hot, but it's warm and...
It's drinkable, like you keep drinking, like I just need water. Now, the second time, I need more water. It's not the same experience, so I need like hours between coffees,
Sure. It's a lot of coffee. So almost 8 o'clock.
I'm gonna work tonight. Cause it's gonna be like 2 a.m. I have to wake up. Tomorrow is Thursday. Oh, I don't have to wake up that early. So good. So today I had a client at 7 because it's 10 in Brazil.
Yeah.
So it's 7 here, so I had to wake up at 6.
Oh.
And on Tuesdays I wake up way earlier because I go to Abby's.
Yes.
So I have to compensate the hours I'm there.
Yeah.
Instead of waking up at 8, I wake up at 5.
Oh,
or
wow.
6 or something like that. But I don't... If I go to bed at midnight, I wake up at 6. If I go at 1, I wake up at 6.
Okay.
If I go... You know what I'm saying?
So your body's going to wake you up at that time anyways.
But I like to lie to myself that my right time is 9 p.m. But I never go to bed at 9 p.m.
At 9? Yeah.
Never.
It's hard.
What time do you guys go to bed?
Midnight.
I go to sleep, about midnight.
Midnight?
Yeah. I try to
And I get up at 6.
Yeah, and I
6 hours. 6 hours sleep.
I get up at like 7:30.
7:30?
Yeah.
That's a blast, man, I'll tell you. I know people in Brazil that spends 4 hours commuting. 2 hours to go, 2 hours to go back home.
Yeah.
How long can you keep that before hurt someone? I'll tell you, because it's 4 hours.
Yeah.
I don't sleep in airplanes, in cars, and buses. I simply don't. So when I travel, 12 hours straight, I'm awake, and it's 12 hours straight. Amita's, she barely sits. If she adjusts herself, she sleeps before she puts the seatbelt. Then I have to go there and put it.
I struggle to get comfortable in those seats.
I'll tell you, man. That's why comfort is so important. Since I started flying comfort in that Delta, it's much easier to accommodate. Seriously, it's half a pound more. But for my needs, because every time I fly in economic, this is how I travel, Carol. My knees are always
in the backrest.
Yeah, if someone leans it down,
they're on your
back, it's all over me. It's claustrophobic.
Yeah.
So I don't feel good. But because of my hip problem, every time I travel, I would sit by the wings. So I have a lot of space, but it's more expensive. So it's not made to. Airplanes are not made to make you feel good, except for first class and business class.
Get you from point A to point B.
Have you ever flown business class or first class?
I have not.
I've flown business.
Business?
Yeah.
How comfortable is it?
It's pretty comfortable, but see, I'm short. So.
Yeah, so you don't have that problem, right?
Yeah.
Well, I do. I always have my knees in the backs of people's seats.
Since we always talk about sports, let me tell you a little bit about the NBA this year. Records are being broken across the country. Boston is scoring 55 points on threes per game. 55 points. Half of their points are in threes.
Really?
They are trying 51 shots a game. 51 shots. The record was 43 from Houston in 2019 or 2020. I don't know the year they got
With James Harden?
So 2019, when they Chris Paul got injured, they lost 3-4. That team shot 42 threes per game. Now Boston. Now we have like 10 teams shooting more than them.
And is that just like analytics say take more 3-pointers, or
Analytics saying yes, shoot it. Like, Jokic is shooting 56% on threes. 56%, but he only shoots 3 balls a game.
Okay.
But Edwards, he's shooting 11.5 a game, and he's scoring 46% of his threes.
Wow.
Volume. That's volume and efficiency. So we've seen that. Cavs is 12-0, so they won all the 12 first games.
Just the Caitlin Clark impact.
I would tell you, man, this girl is big. She was in the Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Lots of actors and everybody's famous going to the games, right? The camera was on her the whole game. A point, you score a point, boom, camera on Caitlin Clark. Did you know that she's playing professional golf now?
No.
She was invited, the best player ever in the world, invited her to be her pair.
Really?
So she's registered, she's going to play, instead of playing all these unrivaled competitions or travel to China or play in Europe, she's going to play golf.
Go play golf. Good for her.
She's giving lectures, participating in forums. She makes $70,000 a year as a player, $76,000 a year. Her participation in any event, $100,000. She's making $400,000 a week. This is insane.
Crazy, yeah.
I know the World Series 2 years ago was 7.8 million people watching.
Mm-hmm.
The finals, when she played for Iowa, was 7.9. So there was more people watching NCAA women's basketball than the World Series.
Wow.
It's incredible what she's doing,
Yeah.
Indiana Fevers had 65% more people in the gym,
mm-hmm.
than the second place. It's incredible. And the price, it went from $20 to $150.
Right. Well, that's good. I mean, hopefully that'll help them make some more money, because I know the NBA supports the WNBA, but as it grows, the players ideally will start making more.
Yeah, and also, look, Caitlin Clark didn't ask anything. She didn't say anything. But the president, the GM, and the coach are new. Everyone that Caitlin Clark likes. But she never said a word.
They're just making things happen for her.
They know. She doesn't have to. She's 22 years old. She doesn't need to say a word.
Yeah.
This is an early prediction here, okay? She's going to be the most important female athlete in history. She's going to be the most because now the GM is great. The president is fantastic. The coach is one of the best. The coach is from Indiana, she's from Indiana. She played for Indiana. She was a assistant coach from Indiana. She coached Indiana. She coached Indiana in 2015. Took them to the finals, not the finals, but the conference finals.
Yes.
And she said, no, we're going to play. Because the coach that was there, she was like hiding Caitlin Clark. This coach, no. You're going to play defense now, because this coach is well known for defense. So she said, Clark is going to start playing defense. So this is what happens, this is the orbit. Like, you attract everyone to you, It is great. I feel great finally, I know it's prejudice, but I never follow female sports.
Right.
And I think I'm not alone here. I mean, lots of people prefer to see men's sports.
Yeah.
But it's so exciting, you know, like I think it's her gravitas. You know, it's her gravitas, I think. The way she speaks, you know. Anyway, so I just want to make sure that we mention basketball in this podcast here. All right. That's it. So Cavs is leading. Okay, getting to the NBA. 12 wins, no defeats. 12.
Really?
Is the 5th best campaign ever.
The Mavericks aren't doing well, right, in the West?
They lost yesterday to Clay, played really well.
Yeah.
Did you see what they did for him? Like every single employee received him from his car spot. The employees were there. They made a tunnel to him until he gets to the locker room.
Really? No,
He was like, he couldn't believe it. So many people.
Saw he had a good game.
Yeah, he scored 5 threes, 5 out of 8.
I saw when he hit a 3 and then he was doing like the Steph shimmy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They were provoking each other.
They were provoking each other because there was a layup that Curry does his tricks, and then he looks at he just like we would do, just like two friends would do, you know.
So, and then Curry scored like the final 12 points and then kind of sealed it. But
man, I'll tell you, he surpassed Michael Jordan in games per points per game played. Michael Jordan was the first. Curry now, at the age of 36,
is surpassed him.
So I think if Curry wins here again, if Curry wins again this year, I'll put him ahead of Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
Not now. I don't do that. But with a 5th,
we'll wait to see what happens.
But with a 5th ring, LeBron has 4.
Yeah.
Shaq has 4. Kobe Bryant has 5.
Yeah.
Magic has 5. So 5 rings.
Yeah.
That's at the age of 36. He's the best player in the world. I think I love Jokic.
Yeah.
But I would prefer.
You wouldn't put him above Steph.
I know. I just love.
It's tough.
This game, you can't believe it. He's shooting. You can't believe what he did at the last quarter. And he didn't play the first 5 minutes in the last quarter.
Oh, really?
Just resting. I just need 3 minutes. 3 minutes, he scored 12 points. That's what he needs. Anyway, and he played defense. He played defense yesterday very well. I loved it. It was 120, 117.
Close game.
Very close game. The whole game was like that. I loved it. I don't watch a lot of games. I watch it more highlights, but I have this long highlight, 25 minutes, so it's pretty long.
It's pretty much like a recap of the game, you know?
Yes,
like just quick little highlights.
And I like to watch it commented. So there's this guy in the bottom commenting the plays, you know, hey, no, wait. And then every time there's a 3, and then he's got a sound for the main players, you know, like it's like a Chef Curry, and then the noise of a kitchen, something, you know, like that.
That's fine.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it. I just wanted to say that. I love it, guys. I love it. How do you like this coffee here? Was it?
It was fantastic.
It was awesome.
Really?
Thank you for bringing it.
Very much.
Oh yeah. It's been a while. We've been planning this for a while, right?
Yeah. I felt like it was the time to do it. Whenever Konrad missed with the aliens, and it's like they're gonna miss. Let's do the coffee.
Yeah, no.
Perfect time.
The last time, because Konrad likes to talk about conspiracy theories and ghosts and aliens, and then one day he didn't come. We spent the whole podcast speaking about that, just to provoke him. But he's here. He's there. With the Games shirt, Games jersey there.
Gotta support.
All right, man. So it's a wrap, huh?
I was gonna say we've been a little over 2 hours.
Wow.
You're still with us. Thanks.
Yeah, and don't forget to share if you liked it, right?
Give it a little subscription, and join us next week for another episode of Puff Drink Talk.
And we promise, if you didn't like it, we're gonna do better next time.
Yep. And you don't get your money back, but you don't have to pay anything. So.
Exactly.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.